So, ever since the new season started, we pretty much just had two kinds of episode. Either intense episode with a tons of fighting and just nothing but just all that and no humor at all, really, just sadness. And then funny episodes where there is some fighting but just tons of comedy moments where no matter what, you're probably going to laugh. And this was pretty much a comedy episode. Like the others, it had a lot of fighting in it too, but the funny moments were definitely pretty funny. So, it started off with this spaceship that kind of looked like a Wii U in space flying around, and then when it got hit by an asteroid and went and flung to Earth. We then go and switch to this little desert town where Ashi and Jack are, and they're just trying to go and have fun and find food and stuff like that, and then Jack eats this little alien shrimp thing, and then his face turned into a fish, and now she's like, and he's like, is something wrong? And she's like, no. And then the guy who sold him this stuff was like, women. And Jack's like, right. Just a few minutes into the episode and it's already really funny. So, a few moments later, they then go onto this ship where there are all these green tigers who are going and getting in the way. They're like, oh, sorry about that. And then it goes and pushes them together and they're like, oh, sorry, Ashi, I'm sorry. And it is just really funny throughout the whole scene, just because we got some shippy moments between them, sorta, in the other episodes, but this one was the one where they were starting to push it a lot more. This was just the ones where it's in your face, yes, we are doing this. So, they get pushed together and they're just like trying to go and get away from each other for about a full minute, and then after that, Jack goes and sees that it's a trap. And the green tigers go and try to kill them. But luckily, of course, they go and get away. They then go deep into the desert where they start to get, but before that, they get these little straw hats like Jack had in the past. And I was missing those. I always really liked him with the straw hats, and while it wasn't the one like he always has, it was still pretty cool to see, and he even gave Ashi one. So that was really sweet of him, and it suited her. But they only wore them for a few minutes before they blew off in a desert storm. So they then go and find shelter in the giant spaceship that fell, and they notice it's really strange. But they go deep in it anyway. So Ashi goes and gets attacked by this alien slug thing, something like that, or I'm not exactly sure what it is, but she gets attacked by it and it starts sucking on her. Then Jack goes and kills it, and there's this green stuff that goes and spreads on her, and Jack goes in and sucks it out. I'm like, jeez, couldn't you have done something else? I mean, it was pretty gross. He's just like, he doesn't even go like, bleh. He just spits it out. But, ugh. So they do go and try to find the exit, but they can't, so they go and try to find it for a few minutes until they run into this giant slug monster that, I guess it was pretty much just a part of the smaller one. So they go and try to fight it off, but it just doesn't matter. It's way too much for them. So, and they really have no choice but to go and run from it. So they do, and then they try to go and find a way out again. But then they go into this place where they get some information on the monster, and it tells them how to defeat it. But unfortunately, they don't hear the part where it says how to activate this machine that goes and destroys it. So they have to go and figure it out the hard way. So they see the monster again, and it attacks them, and the whole time they're trying to go and figure it out, and Jack's like, I don't know how to do it. So they fight for a few minutes by going and tearing these things apart, but they're starting to go and get overwhelmed by it, and it looks like they're doomed. I'm like, and I was like, holy crap, I hope they get out of this, because it didn't look like they were going to get out of it for a few minutes. But and then, while this is going on, they go and get on Jack or Ashi, and they tear her clothes off. So she's naked, and Jack's like, oh, you're naked. You're not, we're different. You're not supposed to show your private parts. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I mean, there hasn't been really one episode left where these guys haven't gone without having their clothes getting torn off. Every episode, they are always losing their clothes. Man, talk about fan service. But, so Jack gives her his robes to go and put on so she won't be butt naked. They can't show everything, unfortunately, and she puts them on. So they go and eventually they turn on the thing, and while they're getting surrounded by all the leech things, and they're screaming in pain, and he goes and electrocutes the little things. So for about 30 seconds, they're just like, just so scared that they were this close to death, and then out of nowhere, they kiss. And it's just like, you didn't think it was going to happen for a moment. You thought they were just going to, I thought they were going to laugh or something. Just, they were just so close to death, and they were just like, we made it! I can't believe it, we made it! I thought we were going to die! But no, they kissed. It even got me, and I wanted to see them together, but even that, I didn't see that coming. And they kissed to this, and this 50s music is going on or something, and this goes on for several seconds, and the episode ends. And the music even goes over the "whatcha" thing and the credits. It was really strange, but I liked it. So this definitely pulls out the theories that they're going to be a father-daughter relationship, and to the people who wanted that, or a sibling relationship, or anything like that, I'm sorry. I know it probably disappointed you, but I hope it doesn't ruin the series for you, because every episode before this, according to everyone else, was good, and I don't see why just them getting possibly together has to be a thing that would ruin the series. I can understand why you're upset. You should be, but just let it go, okay? Because, who knows, maybe they won't get together in the end. But as of right now, it looks like they will. So, really funny episode. I liked it, and now with 2 episodes left, we're really getting near the end. And the next episode for the promo, it showed Jack in this little junkyard or something, and he says he's been there before. I guess it might have been in an earlier season. I don't remember it. They kind of showed this robot head, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's going to be X9, maybe? I haven't seen the episode in a long time, so I'm not entirely sure, but that's where I'm going at. So I'm guessing we're going to get that, and we're probably going to go and get some stuff between Jack and Aku, because unless the last episode is going to be an hour-long episode, I don't think they will just have a half-hour-long episode of Jack and Aku fighting. It's probably going to be in the next episode as well. So, really good episode, just like the rest, and I can't wait for the end of the series.